Grant, thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I appreciate being here, Shawn. It's an honor, and we appreciate all you do for the association.
Grant, you served this past year as chairman of CAAR.
Yes.
And I understand that the congratulations are in order, and that you are going to be serving as chairman for this coming year as well.
Coming year, yes.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
The association appreciates, I know, all the hard work. Can we talk a little bit? What did you learn from your first year, and maybe what did you learn from your first year, and how are you going to put that to good use for your second year?
It's amazing the brilliant minds that are out there, you know, in the ag industry, I guess in all of industry, and you know, fortunately I have the opportunity to sit on a board with many of those great minds, and you know, with great minds come different ideas, different ways of looking at things, which in our meetings creates great discussion. I think a lot of people, including my family, would agree that sometimes I kind of act without collaborating, kind of take the bull in the china shop approach to things.
Absolutely.
And I think by working with all the different people and all the different ideas, it gives me more of a perspective, and gives me the opportunity to maybe sit back and listen to a few more opinions before I jump in and act. I mean, sometimes you have to jump in and act, but
it is needed in this industry and in your role as well.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Great. There's lots of challenges in agriculture. We all know that going on right now. There's certainly challenges in the agri-retailer sector.
Yeah.
But if we focus on the successes, what would you say is maybe the biggest success that CAAR has accomplished in the last 12 months?
But definitely the opportunities presented by Operation Ag Careers. Our opportunity to partner with the Canadian military, and now in a collaboration with the Canadian Agricultural Human Resources Council, we're kind of moving Operation Ag Careers, at least temporarily, into a little different shift. We're going to be partnering with CAARC, and we're going to be presenting Operation Ag Careers into their program in a pilot project. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us a little bit more of immediacy when we launch the opportunities to hire people, for these people, these great people to you know, have opportunities at a new career, is going to be instantaneous.
That's something to be proud of.
It is.
As a agricultural guy, proud of, but as a Canadian, proud of.
Yes, yeah, very much so. And if we want to look at more immediate successes, I'm also the chair of the Communications Public Relations Committee, and what really gets me excited is the way that our whole communications venue has shifted and taken off over the last 12 to 16 months. And not to glance over the flagship Communicator magazine, because it has, I mean, it has improved vastly. But the launch of the Communicator.ca, which gives us a whole new audience. It gives us more reach. We look at social media, which also gives us a new audience with the young people coming into the industry that you know, don't necessarily read print publications, but if they have it at their fingertips, you know, they will look at those things. The CAAR Network. The CAAR Network is fantastic, and I actually wait for that to come in my inbox every month. It's so good, and about a week ago I was going through some old files, and I come across some of the old publications material that the association used to put out. And at that time, I mean, that was the medium, was you sent monthly newsletters or quarterly newsletters or faxed, you know, alerts. But I mean, it just doesn't have the bold in your face that you know, the new mediums have. It's and personally I would credit that as one of CAAR's greatest successes over the last year.
Excellent. Yeah, well, and I think that is the continuous comments that I hear, and obviously you are hearing as well, that that outreach is really critical for the members to be engaged, for them to be informed, for them to be able to be as successful as they're being right now.
Yeah, and at the conference here, you know, there's so many people in the audience are tweeting, and they're using the hashtag CAARCon, which is just reaching out to more and more people. Like I was telling you before I came in for the interview here, I was out in the lobby and I was retweeting tweets coming from the floor this morning, just you know, trying to get the word out there. And
excellent.
Yeah.
It's been just over a year, I think, now since CAAR rebranded itself, and the focus of the conference, and I think the focus of CAAR as an association, is to look to the future. What do you see as maybe some things that have realigned our focus with CAAR, and where are we focusing our attention for this coming year, the future?
Sure. You know, probably the biggest thing that we've done over the last, once again, 16, 18 months is the entire rebrand of the association, a focus on our goals and what we want to be and who we want to represent, I guess.
Right. And so, at risk of putting you on the spot, which is never a good idea to put the boss on the spot, but what is that? What is that in vision? Like that nickel version of what's the vision of CAAR?
But to be recognized as a necessity for all of ag retail, and even to stretch beyond that, you know. We have members who are equipment manufacturers, fertilizer suppliers, manufacturers, you know, not necessarily just retailers, but I guess our focus is primarily going to be on the retailer. Right. Yes.
And get them what they need, the retailer what they need.
What they need. And after last year's conference, we actually did a survey of members and non-members to get their opinion on what they need and what CAAR can do to help them. And the three primary things that came out of that is we have staffing, we have advocacy, we have training. The new initiatives coming down, the new with technology and everything, it just drives training all the time. With advocacy, we've had a few minor situations that you know, we've been able to work with specific retailers to alleviate. We haven't had a large issue, and I would urge everybody to not be complacent, because that big issue is coming, and we want to be there for you, and we want you to be a member of CAAR. And help us to be an advocate for you also.
Join in with the voice, right?
Join in with the voice.
The stronger the voice, the louder the voice, the more unified the voice, the better chance we have to have an impact.
That's right, that's right. And last night, you know, we saw some tremendous support at our auction, which some of the funds from that auction go to supporting advocacy, as well as some of our other initiatives. And I would like to thank everybody that took part in that last night. People that bought stuff, people that drove up bids, people that were there to support.
I think everybody was pretty proud to be part of the industry last night.
Yes.
It was great to see.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great venue too.
When we spoke about a year ago, at the conference a year ago, you talked about the biggest hurdle to overcome was finding the right people with the right skill set at the right time in the right place.
Yeah.
What do you see? Is that still the top issue? Is that still the most critical piece? And I'm going to break it into two pieces. I'm going to ask the most critical issue for you because contrary to what we've talked about, you actually have a job that you get paid to do,
yes.
as opposed to working with CAAR. So on that front, with your orchard transport hat on, is that the top priority? And then with that off and your CAAR chair hat on, is that the top issue for CAAR?
We, orchard transport, we're in an area of a lot of mining. Right now there's a lot of construction, a booming economy. We aren't in the middle of the oil field, but we're close enough that we lose a lot of people to the oil industry. So yes, we're constantly looking for truck drivers. You know, we're looking for field scouts. We're looking for yard people. And I know I said truck drivers, but I'm going to say that again because yes, I mean we're orchard transport. We're agriculture retail. We sell farm fertilizers, crop protection products, seed, but our other division is the transport division, which operates a little separately on the day-to-day, but right now in that industry, truck drivers is a limiting factor, and that's once again where we see Operation Ag Careers as a boom. You know, there's a lot of military people that are quite capable of and are trained at being truck drivers.
Well trained, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and because we're a one location outlet, training becomes an issue for us. You know, we do a lot of our own training in-house. We you know, bring people in to do some of the more professional training, such as you know, CPR, first aid, fire extinguisher, and fire control issues. And for one location to do that gets very costly. With CARE's training initiatives, you know, it's going to open up more of a line for us to do some of that WMIS training, TDG training online and whatnot. Right. So, and advocacy, once again, as a one location outlet, we don't have a real big voice, so we need that collective voice. And I don't care how big you are, you need the collective voice. You need the voice of the industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that unifying process, in agriculture we tend to let our government officials off the hook a little bit by not being unified. When they turn to us and ask us how should we proceed, and we have different answers along the way, it makes it easy for them to perhaps not listen to everything that we have to say. I think CARE is working towards bringing together those voices so that we're all heading in one direction, which is kudos to you guys. You're doing a great job.
Great, thank you.
If we have to pick out one thing that CARE wants to accomplish in the next 12 months under your leadership, what would we say that number one thing is?
How can I say it nicely? Right now, probably our biggest issue and our biggest roadblock right now is declining membership.
Right.
There are, you know, fewer and fewer potential members out there. And right now we do lack the support of some of the bigger players in the industry. Right. And we need that support. Essentially, you know, when we hold a conference like this, or we hold a crop management forum, or nurse tank training, we need to put bums in the seat. Right. Is what we need. We need people. We need people to come and support us, people to come and tell us what they need, you know, where we can help them. Right. And really that's probably the, you know, the number one thing. The key focus.
So there is some outreach that needs to happen with these line company folks, right?
There is,
yes. To be able to connect with them and determine what their needs are, because their needs are different than perhaps the independent retail. Well, not perhaps. Let's call a spade a spade. Their needs are different than an independent retail.
Their needs are different, and that's one focus that we are going to look at this year. Is we're going to look at an expanded member values committee. And we began that the other day. Stan Lowen of Terralink here in British Columbia is the head of the new head of the member value committee.
Nice.
He's very passionate about this industry, and also advocacy. We've started a new advocacy committee, of which Dave Dow is the chairman, and both those people are looking for committee members from all parts of the industry, and it's been difficult the last few years. Not really sure what direction those people want us to go, but I think through that survey last spring, it's given us a direction.
Some direction.
Some direction.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, and you know what, Grant, I commend you for kind of putting this stuff on the table, because once it's on the table, we can have the conversation, dialogue, and figure out what the solutions are. And who isn't looking for solutions? Everyone's looking for those solutions, whether you're a large line company with dozens and dozens of locations, or whether the independent retailer. We have the same core goal in mind.
We do.
And unifying that voice is obviously you guys are working in the right direction to be able to bring that together. So again, congratulations on and heading in that direction.
Okay, thank you. Also, I'd like to say that we at the AGM yesterday, we brought on 3 new board members, along with another gentleman who joined us earlier in the fall. And over the past 12 months, we've lost 2 board members to different job placements and whatnot. So overall, we've gained 2 positions on the board, which is great because we were shrinking. But I do throw it out there to anybody that's interested. Please contact us, contact the office if you're interested in becoming a board member. We do have a constitution that states how many members we can have. We're far short of that. And it also, percentage-wise, it tells us what sector of the ag retail industry they can be from, such as manufacturers, retailers. So we do have room there, and we would like to see a couple more people join us. If you don't have time for that, if you have some ideas and you'd like to be a committee member, by all means, you're welcome with open arms. We, like I say, I chair the Communications Public Relations Committee. We have a great committee of people that are from different sectors of the industry, and it excites me. It does excite me.
Nice. Well, and I would think that about the only prerequisite is that you have some passion for the industry.
That's right. Yeah. Some passion, a couple of ideas that you're not too afraid to share. And out of that, I can say that the Communicator.ca is actually a conversation I had with one of the committee members, and he says, why can't we take this magazine to a larger audience?
Absolutely.
And definitely that's what we need. That's what. Yes.
Fantastic. I love it. Thank you very much. I appreciate the passion. I appreciate all your hard work, and I know that the association does as well. And thanks for taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you very much, Shawn. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.